Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. More Blood and Plunder for you here as we work our way through some more of the remaining Dutch commander options. Today we're taking a look at the just generic, or what they call standard, Dutch sea commanders and kind of exploring our options there. So the typical thing with the generic commanders is, right, we can really go for bargains as far as points invested. We're not necessarily going to get some of the really cool combinations of special rules that we would get with some of the named characters and other just abilities, but that savings on points in a lot of cases with some of the high-end characters will certainly buy us a few extra models, and that's part of where the neat abilities come in there too. So untested, as always, is going to be our cheapest option, but again, maybe least effective in some areas, right? So these guys can lead Dutch privateers, Dutch Navy, or Ostend privateers. That's the same across the board. No points obviously means, right, if we look at like 15 and 25, that generally will buy us like another unit or two potentially. So we're basically sacrificing abilities here, and that points discount is there to buy us a larger force, or a force with more models. We get that minimal command range of 4, so really pretty much our own unit and maybe one that's nearby. And then the one command point. Do get the brace of pistols and the standard melee option. No special rules for that, right? So again, we're getting the bare bones there because we're not paying for anything. So, and again, the key factor, the key selling point of considering that is maybe very small games, or just if you're trying that approach, we're just trying to maximize the number of bodies that we can pack into a list at the expense of special rules and stuff like that. Experienced is kind of your bread and butter, middle of the road option there, right? 15 points, not too expensive. We do double our command range and double the command points there, so starting to get into pretty standard fare here for a lot of characters. Same weapon loadout, but now we get strict and broadside, and again, the special rules are probably going to reflect what would make sense for sea commanders. So broadside, of course, we've seen that over and over again, giving us more chances to get crits, and strict is there to certainly help us keep the force in line, essentially. So we've covered that one a little bit, but broadside is, you know, the bread and butter for the naval type commanders. Now 15 points, obviously more than the 0, so but basically we're getting a decent commander. He's got the ability to essentially run his ship. Ideally we're probably fighting on the water here, or some sort of amphibious action where we're at least partially commanding the ship to get advantage of taking or using broadside as much as we can. Not necessarily a good fit for land-based forces in a lot of cases, versus like a truly focused list for fighting on the land. Now finally though, seasoned commander, we're going to be dropping that larger 25 points, more likely than not designed for the smaller games, but once we get up into the big levels, the larger games, well worth considering here. So for 25 points, we're getting another 4 inches for command range, 12, which is fantastic. That's going to cover plenty of ground on the board. Still with the 2 command points, really we're not getting 3 unless we're getting into special character territory. And we keep strict and broadside from before, and so in addition to that extra command range, we're basically getting Commodore as well. So a very good package of abilities here all the way across the board for the Dutch sea commanders. So again, at 25 points though, that's certainly well within range of some of the special characters out there, so we're making a big commitment with that. So really just for the larger games, unless you really just want that combination of abilities in the range for the command there. But overall, guys, let us know for the Dutch faction here, and with the lists that we have here, again, the privateers, navy, or Ostend privateers, and the typical game size you play, have you run these guys, the standard commanders, or do you tend to prefer taking one of the named characters? And what type of character are you choosing for what level of game that you're playing, and where do you find you know, that the generic commanders are the better fit between the lists? So hit us up in the comments on that one, let us know, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much for watching. We'll have one more here when we take a look at the Dutch militia, and then we'll get back into some of the named characters to round out our coverage of the Dutch. Thanks so much for watching.